I can't hear you. All right.
Did you not hear that whole thing?
I didn't hear nothing.
Wow. Well, that's a shame because I said a lot of great things. So I'm gonna restart and act like that didn't just happen. Technical difficulties, everybody. We appreciate you sticking around. It's a Tom Gronkowski show with Ruth the Truth and Coach Jay Morgan. Jay Morgan has baby girl joining us tonight.
Oh, she doing
How are you guys doing?
good.
I just got your message in the private chat, like, yo, we can't hear you.
No, I can't hear you.
It's funny because there's a mute button on the screen, right?
Yeah.
And then there's a mute button on my mic. But when I unmute it on the computer, it doesn't unmute my mic. But if I do it the other way around, it works. So it's kind of weird. But technology doesn't make sense sometimes. But I apologize to everybody that didn't hear my intro. Welcome to the Tom Gronkowski Show 2.0, where we bring you the greatest and latest news of Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski as they join the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're going into their second season that kicks off tomorrow night at 8:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at the Raymond James Stadium. They're going against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Dallas Cowboys. They face off. Coach Jay, I want to know, what was your initial reaction when you found out that the Dallas Cowboys were going to be playing Tampa week 1? Because let me tell you, I was mad. I was mad because I'm like, I get it, NFL, primetime game, obviously America's team. You're going to have the teams that get the most clout, that get the most acknowledgement in the league to play in week 1. But, man, Dak was hurt. He's coming back from a broken, dislocated, whatever compound fracture. Like, there was so many things that went wrong in that one little area of his body. It was pretty unfortunate. And watching Hard Knocks, I know everybody's tuning into Hard Knocks because they're following the Dallas Cowboys in their journey in training camp. But Hard Knocks episode 5 wrapped up last night. And Dak Prescott had mentioned, I believe it was episode 2 or 3, that he had mentioned that he had to get 2 surgeries on his ankle because the first one didn't get the job done. He had to go back in there to reconstruct to make sure that he didn't have a limp. But it is what it is. What was your initial reactions when you found out that Dak Prescott was going to go against one of the toughest defenses in the NFL? They started off last season ranked at 15, okay?
All right.
And the end of the season ranked at number 6. Number 6 defense in the league. Dallas Cowboys with a rusty quarterback is going to be returned. What are you feeling right now about this? Give me your take.
I'm feeling good. I don't see why we shouldn't win this game unless we can't stop the run, honestly. But when I first saw it, that it was gonna be the Cowboys first, I ain't gonna even lie to you. I'm just gonna say it. 1-0. 1-0.
1-0. And hey, that makes sense because the Dallas Cowboys had an atrocious defense led by Mike Nolan, who obviously should have stayed in retirement because he was not adjusting to the new times of the NFL because the game has changed. And Mike Nolan was not adjusting to the new changes. So we made some readjustments on the defensive side of the ball. The Dallas Cowboys had hired Dan Quinn, who was once a Super Bowl caliber defensive coordinator when the Seattle Seahawks went to the Super Bowl, even though they lost. But we won't talk about that. Did you? Now that I mentioned that, did you see that the issue that was going on with Malcolm Butler by any chance?
Which one? He always got an issue.
I had seen that he gotten released and that he's going through some personal issues right now, and he's considering retirement.
I mean, well, he got his Super Bowls and he got his thing of glory when the Seahawks gave him the game. So we're not going to say that.
I will never forget that moment because at the time, this was 2014. I was still dating my XXXX. I don't even know why I said it like that. I got like 2, so let me relax. And he's a huge Patriots fan, and he was sweating towards the end of that fourth quarter. He was like, "We're really going to lose the Seattle Seahawks. Russell's about to go back to back."
Seahawks
I was like,
Patriots.
"They about to go back to back." And then that moment, that interception, it was just mind blowing. I'm pretty sure the internet broke at that moment because it's just like, how, Pete Carroll, how do you mess that up?
Why would you throw the ball at the goal line when you got a grown man in the backfield? I don't care what look they give me. I am running the ball. I'd have looked across and been like, yo, Bill, I'm running it. Stop me. I'd have told the defense, hey.
I like to see you try, Bill. I like to see you try.
I'm running the ball. Stop me. Stop me. Stop me. I'd have looked at him and then I'd have told Russell, hey, now, if they all blitz in the middle on Marshawn, make sure you keep it and boot it around and take it in. Just in case. You always got to have a backup plan. My mentor told me, Coach, you never get caught with your pants down. So I would have been sitting there telling them, hey, I'm running it. Stop me in it. I think it was first down. So I got four downs. I'm running it. So when I saw them getting shotgun, I'm like, okay. At first, when they broke the huddle, when he was in shotgun, I was like, what are they doing? Then I'm like, oh, okay, they're going to run option. Okay. They're going to give the zone to Marshawn through the middle, and then he might pull it and then run out the other way. So I'm like, okay, cool. When I saw the ball snap and I see Marshawn, he run over there in the pass route, and I see Russell drop back. I'm like, what are we doing?
What are we doing? What is going on?
As soon as he threw it.
Whose idea was this? That was replayed throughout SportsCenter, FS1, ESPN, anywhere that you could watch any type of football clip. I'm pretty sure they played it on the news for like
that is the reason why the Seahawks had split up and the Legion was done. If they win that Super Bowl, Seahawks and them still be rolling, probably to this day. And that right there, that one little mistake, which I don't understand that. Like they asked Bill Belichick about it, and Bill over there talking about, well, they gave a good look, and we gave them a certain look. Coaches think certain things when you get certain looks. No, there's no excuse. I'm on the 1 yard line. I'm on the goal line. Hey, Marshawn, he's getting the ball. Even Tom Brady was over there with his head down.
Looking disappointed, knowing that his fate was sealed at that moment.
They knew they lost, and he gave it to them. And then I'm looking at Russell like, Russell, hold up, man, you the quarterback. If he called something that's crap and you see something else, man, audible, they give faith in you. And if you win that game, they're not going to argue with you. What he going to say if you don't throw that pass and you actually run the ball and y'all score and win? What he gonna say? Russell, what was you doing? Hey,
that's not how we wanted to win. No, a win's a win. A win's a win.
A win is a win. Coach, we got another ring on our finger. We back to back. We in history now. So I'm not about to sit here and argue with it. Let's just enjoy the moment and celebrate. But
instead, we all know the outcome of what happened in 2014 against the Seattle Seahawks and Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. But guess what? Times have changed, and Tom Brady is in the Bay, and he is going into his second year as a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. Now, in his first year, obviously, global pandemic going on, total chaos, not having any fans at these games, and their coming out party for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in New Orleans was silent and quiet and eerie because there was no fans.
Awkward.
Different. It's different. It's different now. We are upon different times, my friends, because the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have just announced recently, they've announced that they're having full stadiums and they're not doing temperature checks and they're not going to mandate wearing a mask during these games. Coach Jay, with over 65,000 fans at the Raymond James Stadium, do you think that the Tampa Bay Bucs should be a little more cautious with having a packed stadium?
Yes.
How do you feel about that right now?
I feel like, okay, two sides of me. One, okay, y'all gonna have it. Y'all gonna have the stadium packed. All right, fine. That's good. Okay, we got fans in there. Okay, the awkwardness is gone. But on the flip side of that, we're trying to keep the whole season going on. It only takes one time for something to happen, an outbreak, and then all of a sudden they're gonna be like, hey, well, we're not gonna be able to play football no more. They're gonna look like Space Jam. We are not playing this season anymore. They better stop that. They better at least have some space between people. But I know that's impossible when you got 65,000 people that's just walking around. The only reason I know that is because the water park that's right down the street from you by Busch Gardens, when you go there to Adventure Island or Adventure Town, whatever it's called, there everybody packed in there. Now, I ain't going to lie. I'll be there. But I just be trying to get on some water slides. It's hot, people. It's hot. We live in Florida. They need water. It's like being a fish with no air.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I keep messing with the whole. I'm gonna stop. Do you hear an echo if I don't mute the mic?
I don't hear nothing. No.
You don't hear yourself? Okay, because that's why I've been muting the mic, because I think when you're talking and the noise is coming out of my laptop, that is going into my mic so you can hear yourself.
Probably.
But as long as that's not going down, then I'm no longer going to mute this mic. It's going to stay on go. It's going to stay on blue all show.
Hey, probably. So, I got mine hooked up to the speaker, so my stuff is throughout this entire room.
So they can hear us everywhere. I appreciate that. So going back to this topic of heat in Florida, my AC went out in my house about 2 weeks ago. All right. Landlord is amazing. She was able to get an AC guy out there within that day. Everything was fixed. I'm cool. I only had to suffer for about a good 4 hours.
Tell landlord I'm looking for a place.
As soon as it hit around 3 o'clock, man, it was like 97 degrees outside, and it was about 86 degrees in my house, and I couldn't breathe. It was pretty bad.
Damn.
But AC got fixed, went back to normal, go on my daily life. Then the following week, I'm in my car. And I go to the store. Okay, obviously I'm in my car. I have the AC going. It's in the middle of the day. So I get back in my car to drive home. And my AC is blowing hot air in my face. And I'm just like, hold up. I just got out of the car and it was nice and cool. And now I come back 20 minutes later and all of a sudden my AC is not working. Doesn't really make sense to me. I don't understand the mechanics when it comes to cars. I probably will never understand the mechanics when it comes to cars, but I don't know. I guess my car just decided to give out at that very moment. I don't know. It was weird. It was weird how it was blowing perfectly fine. Next thing I know, I'm having hot air blowing in my face. So I, being a budgeter that I am, I said, you know what? Let me ride this out for a little bit until, accumulate paychecks, whatever. Let me figure this out. 4 days without AC and I was dying. Driving anytime between, I want to say 12 o'clock around noon to about 5 o'clock. You can't drive with no AC in that window because the heat is it's too much. It starts making you angry. I totally understand why there's so many Florida man headlines when something crazy happens in Florida with somebody doing something irate. It's the heat. It's the heat. I was literally losing it. I'm at a red light, thinking about running a red light just because I wanted to get some cool air circulating in the car. That's how bad it was.
Let the back windows down. I learned this when I was in Jacksonville.
Say again?
I learned this in Jacksonville. If you let the back windows down while you're driving, you ain't got to have really the front windows open, but the back window, it's going to hit that air to you.
Well, unfortunately, I have a 2-door car, so I got 2 windows.
Oh, dang. Let the passenger side open then and crack the driver's side.
Right.
I had to do this.
It was a really rough couple days, so I had to bite the bullet, and I took my car to the mechanics, and I said, fix this. And he said, okay, ma'am, it's going to be this much. I was like, I don't care. Fix it. Like, I'm not going to survive another day out here. It is the beginning of September. It doesn't even start getting remotely cool till like the end of January when Florida decides to have maybe 1 or 2 60-degree days. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm not going to survive. Okay. I'm, as with my employment, I have to get dressed up and go to sales meetings, and I'm driving to my sales meeting dripping sweat. And I'm like, this is not going to work. Not going to work. How am I going to be able to sell my product or sell my sponsorship packages as I'm dripping sweat looking crazy? Like, I can't do it. So
I'll be feeling like that.
Long story short, the car got fixed today. I'm so grateful. Frank from Havana Auto Parts from down the street, I appreciate you for fixing my vehicle in such a timely manner. I dropped it off at 9 and I picked it up at 1.
Frankie, my boy.
He had to replace the air compressor. There was a whole bunch of parts that he had to replace. So it was a little pricey, but you know what? It was worth it. Having cool air is worth it. But back to the Tampa Bay Bucks. Let's talk a little bit more Bucks since this is a Bucks show. How are we feeling about Brady? So Brady is close to overpassing Drew Brees' passing yard record. Now, people are saying that if he passes at least 260 yards, he will he will overpass Drew Brees by the New England Patriots game in Week 4. So, my question to you is, if Brady has this record, he ends the season on a good note, is Brady retiring?
No. The man is not going to retire until his body does not allow him to play anymore. And as long as they sit there and not let the man get touched, the man could play until he like 50. 50 something. Hey, he could. If a man ain't getting touched, he might as well keep playing. Remember, on any given Sunday, the only reason that guy couldn't keep playing and Willie Beeman had to come in was because he kept getting hit and he had back problems. If you able to keep the guy healthy, that man will still be out there. You know how many people be out there in flag football because you really can't get touched. And they be out there slinging it. Quarterbacks, there's been quarterbacks before I was born out there slinging it, still slinging it. I know a guy in Indiana, his name Kevin Kinney. He sit there and sling it with that left hand. Boom. As soon as he start getting touched with the knee or the back, that's when they disappear. As long as they don't get touched and they straight, they good. Because when they at home, they make sure that they taking care of their body parts and everything is all good. So as long as Tom Brady is healthy and is healthy enough to play the game of football, he's not going anywhere. Peyton Manning himself would have kept playing, but we saw how that went down. You know, Peyton, he had a good offensive line like that.
And I just think that Peyton Manning towards the end of his career, he kind of got stiff, like a Phillip Rivers type of situation. Like obviously he had a great accurate arm, but the stiffness and if he didn't have a great defense, he would have struggled.
Oh yeah, that's definitely. I know John Elway made sure that I need an offensive line and I need a defense because I'm about to go call Indianapolis and I'm getting Peyton over here, and you guys better not let him get touched. Don't let him get touched. If you let him get touched, you're fired. You're fired.
You're fired.
I'm firing everybody if you let this man get touched. I want this man. Because, you know, John Elway was sick of Tebow. Even though Tebow's a great guy, John Elway is a quarterback at the end of the day. So for John Elway to sit there in front of like a Peyton Manning or a Tom Brady type, you know, he can sit there and have conversation with them all day about quarterback stuff. Mm-hmm. Tebow, he was an option guy, and John Elway was only smiling every time he won. That's it. Because any other time, John Elway would be sitting there and he'd be like,
man, you need to go back to the swamp.
I'm calling Peyton. Make sure somebody get in touch with call Tony. Get in touch with Tony. Tell Tony to get in touch with them because I need to talk to Peyton. I need Peyton immediately. He wants to still be a horse, so he can come over from the Colts to the Broncos, still be a horse. You won one with them, come win one with us, and we'll ride you off into the sunset like the true general that you are.
I respect that. I respect that a lot. I mean, Peyton Manning ended his career on a good note with a Super Bowl win, and it seems like Tom Brady might be aiming for the same thing, or so we thought, because he won last year. So
you're gonna do it again. You're gonna do it again.
You won, and you made history because you were the first team to ever make it to the Super Bowl in their home court.
That man is all about making people look stupid. He likes making people. That's my problem. I like to make people look stupid.
I honestly think it's more about Tom not knowing what else to do because he's just like, I played football my whole entire life. I still have a half of my life to live. What am I supposed to do for the next 40 years?
That's right.
So I'm going to ride this wave until the wheels fall off.
That's right. Riding until the wheels fall off. Completely off. And then completely off. Keep going. If you healthy enough to do it and you love doing it. Like, all right, so like Andrew Luck wise.
Yeah.
Andrew Luck loves football. but he wasn't feeling it no more. His shoulder, so he just called it quits. It's all about what I was always told is if you love that process, you love game planning, you love setting up this, getting this stuff ready, you love that process. When you fall out of love with that process, then that's when it's time to roll out, because then that means you ain't fully no more. And that means that when you out there trying to play, you going to probably get hurt because you ain't, your heart and your soul and your mind is not all into it. When you have all those parts into it, then that's when you keep going. You keep going until you don't feel that same love no more. You still got
or
that
until your wife threatens to divorce you until you retire.
I wouldn't even worry about that. I'm like, man, you gonna leave? You gonna leave?
You gonna leave?
You gonna leave?
You gonna leave all this?
But like, you see this? I'm making these hits, and you gonna leave? You gonna do this to me? Like, leave then.
Not happening. Leave then.
You'll be back. You'll be back.
All right. On that note, we are going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about the Tampa Bay Bucks and the cuts that they've made to get down to their 53-man roster. We'll be right back on the Tom Gronkowski Show.
Pharmaceutical company Prevacus says their new concussion medication Prevacol helps repair nerves and promote cell growth.
We can get the drug in the brain in less than 5 minutes. And our plan is when we get that diagnosis on the field of play, give the drug nasally, get it in the brain quickly. When it gets in the brain, it actually gets into the nucleus of your brain cells, and it reduces swelling, inflammation, and oxidative stress at the same time.
When Jake and I first talked about this many years ago, one of my first questions was, will this help me? And he goes, no, this is for treatment immediately when a concussion or you think a concussion has occurred.
Yeah.
The acute problems that exist later on in life, if we can take care of these at an early age and start getting some of these things to our children and grandchildren, and I think we can make this game, our game, football, a safer place.
And so the whole goal is we're trying to make the game safer. And so Odyssey and this drug, we believe, can be a game changer in so many different ways. Yes, on the football field, in the game of football, because that's where my passion lies, but also in the game of life.
Welcome back to the Tom Gronkowski Show, brought to you by Fans Only Sports Network. Please travel to the Fans Only Sports Network YouTube page and give us a subscription, as well as share our content. We appreciate you being here on the Tom Gronkowski Show. Coach Jay, we are back for the second half of our episode. How are you feeling about the cuts that the Buccaneers have made? So they have released Gerald Adams, Ryan Griffin. Now, Ryan Griffin has been released, but he has been signed to the practice squad for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We have cornerback Antonio Hamilton, also released, Joe Jones, Jeremiah Ledbetter, and Jaden Mickens, and C.J. Prosis. Now, one of the names that were really surprised to me that got released was Jalen Mickens. Now, he played a lot on the special teams last year, did a lot of the punt returns last year. Great wide receiver, great hands, a little bit of a veteran, not that high in age, but, I mean, he got some years under his belt. And the Tampa Bay Bucks decided to cut him. That was one of my biggest shockers, because I feel like Mickens was very effective, especially when it came down to special teams last year. So that was one of the people that I saw that got cut that I was not expecting. But they made room for a lot of new talent. The Tampa Bay Bucks are looking for depth because that's what they need. Obviously, bringing all 22 starters back. You're not looking for starters. You're looking for people to back up the starters because your starters are already locked in for the season.
I just need role players. That's it. I already got the guys. I need role players. And I also need those role players to make sure that they're going to put a threatening feeling in these starters, because I don't want you to just be sitting there, Fournette, and just think that you just going to play. I need somebody to put a fire under your ass so that way you can know. So that way you can know, I'm not playing around with you and we trying to be here and win. That's it.
No games. We play no games.
So if they got rid of that guy, then they better have somebody better, or they have to.
Yeah.
Because you say you play wide receiver, we're already stacked receiver-wise. I could put anybody back there. Precise, I like Precise. I've been watching him for years. So, sorry, Precise. I can't argue with a coach that makes that decision because I probably would have did the same.
We already have a really thick running back room. So I'm sorry, CJ Precise, but I mean, we already have Keyshawn Vaughn at that 4th string. We have Leonard Fournette at that number 2. We got Ronald Jones at number 1. And then we have Giovanni Bernard at that number 3 as that pass catching running back for the Tampa Bay Bucks. So we're stacked already.
We good.
I'm feeling pretty good about our running backs right now. The only thing we got to keep an eye on is Giovanni Bernard suffered a slight ankle injury that has been on the radar. He did show up on the injury report, but he is a full participant in practice and is good to go for tomorrow's game. Now, Bruce Arians after the practice during the press conference mentioned in his opening statement, Jordan Whitehead is the only player not playing. Just so everybody knows. Throw the doubt out. Nobody else is on IR. Jordan Whitehead is playing on Thursday. Jordan Whitehead is the only one not playing on Thursday. So good to know that the Bucs are coming into this game pretty healthy. I can't say the same about the Dallas Cowboys. They have just released news this past weekend, I believe it was Sunday night or Monday morning, got released that Zach Martin, their starting veteran right guard, is going to be out because of COVID. He tested positive for COVID on Thursday. Jerry Jones is hoping that he's going to test twice negatively for COVID before tomorrow's night kickoff, but not likely. Not happening. How bad is that for Dak Prescott's situation?
Real bad. Because now, if it's me, I'm telling the defense on my left side, their right side, we are going to play a lot of tricks, and we are going to treat this backup like a backup. Prescott, I feel sorry for you because you already just came from injury, and that means you're still injury prone. So I am going to be sending a lot of blitzes and twists in that gap coming at you. Not to mention I got Joe on the other side coming as well. So,
Joe Tryon has been so exceptional during the preseason. I'm really excited for this kid's talent and what he has to offer for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think that was the best pick for the Bucs.
Yes. Remember when we was talking about the draft, I was like, this guy right here. I love pass rushers. If you can get, oh my God, up front. This guy can do it all. And this guy, now you ain't got to put all of the slack on Pierre, Paul, and all them. Now they can rotate, and you got fresh guys coming at guys now. If you got a package like that as a defensive line coach, if you got a package like that, and you could be switching guys in and out and still be effective, you are great. Because now, when a person get ready to watch film and they get ready to go against you, they can't just look, all right, so fellas, it's going to be these 4 right here, or it's going to be these 3 right here. No, it's a rotation. They got a game plan against everybody that's rotating in and out now. Mm-hmm. And then, so say I've come up with a game plan against offensive linemen. I throw a guy that's going to be a powerful guy at you, but he got a little bit of speed on him. But he's going to be powering you. He's going to be beating you up the whole time. I did this in high school when I was in Jacksonville coaching. Then I throw a fast guy at him now. 3rd down now. Throw a fast guy at him. Hey, yo, Chris Tucker, get in there. Let's go. Go ahead. Go get the guy now. Works every time. Because for the simple fact is, now I ain't gave the guy that's going to have power and power and power, and he been wearing you down, beating your body up. Now I'm going to put a fast guy in front of you, and when you get ready to touch him, he just going to say, Chew, and be gone. Right there. That shall set you free.
Yeah, I love it when Joe has that great smack hand down when the offensive lineman tries to get in his face, and he does that automatic get your hands down, and he's ripping that. Like, he's completely not giving any offensive lineman a chance to stop him, and it was pretty awesome to see him literally run over the 1st round draft offensive lineman for the Houston Texans. His name is slipping me at the moment, but completely pancaked. Completely pancaked.
On his back.
Non-existent.
That's right.
Joe Tryon is exceptional, and the guy's a beast. Like, I saw him at practice the other day. I finally got credentialed to go to some of the outdoor practices for the Bucs, and it was pretty surreal. I mean, Tom Brady was maybe 15 yards away from me, and I'm over there just trying to be professional, writing notes and trying to pretend like I'm not totally fangirling at the moment, but
when
it's pretty awesome.
when I be around people that like that, when I be with my mentor, you know, he was in the league, so he showed me a lot. Like I saw Don Shula when we was in Miami.
You told me that you met Don Shula.
Now I was being cool, but he can look at me and tell. I'm like coach, that Don Shula, How you doing, sir? Yes, sir. I'm Coach
just
Shay.
pull it together. You know, you pull it
Coach
together.
Shay. But real,
you don't let them smell the fangirl in you. You don't.
No,
don't let them smell.
I'll be like Kevin Hart sometimes. I'll be like,
Yo, speaking of Kevin Hart, I watched that movie that he has on Netflix, the one where he's like a single father.
Dad. Yeah.
Very, very touching movie. I cried, I laughed, I cried some more. Very great movie. Would definitely recommend it.
It made me tear up a little bit, but I ain't let it fall down.
I was crying.
I ain't let it fall down.
The waterworks were coming down. And everybody just likes to keep on telling me that the waterworks are going to continue tomorrow because the Dallas Cowboys has no chance against the returning Super Bowl winning champs.
Now, with that being said, please, ladies and gentlemen, hear me out. Especially Bucks. Hey, we know that we should come in here and smash them like it's no tomorrow. But at the same time, if you show up like they just gonna roll over and give it to you, you will get your ass handed to you. And I'm telling you that from a professional standpoint, and it's happened before. You will get destroyed if you walk in there and think they just gonna roll over to you because of who you are. You are the Super Bowl champion. Yes, that puts a bigger target on your back.
Oh yeah, everybody's bringing their A game. You're the champs. We got to take you down. You're the player you're the team that we're going to play the best against at all times because you're the best. You're the team to beat.
Splash Brothers know that best. When the Warriors and them was on a roll, they over there thought they were just going to be able to show up and just beat people. No, you still have to put the work in. Ask LeBron. That's why.
I'm glad that we're talking about basketball for a second because I just want to ask you this. If Klay Thompson comes back healthy, do the Golden State Warriors make it far in the playoffs?
Yes. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Because then everything is not relied just on Steph Curry. We actually got to – that's why I try to tell people. It's all about team. It's teamwork. Even though we're just naming those two guys, Steve Kerr, he comes from a team system. Chicago, shout out to y'all. He comes from a team system. Everybody has a part. When I coach kids, I tell them, y'all play video games? And you know what the answer is to all of them. It's always somebody in the back that be like, I do. And I'll be like, okay. So all y'all are the parts in that video game console. That makes our green Xbox circle keep lighting up and stay green. If one messes up, one part in that console messes up, not going to be able to load the disc up, and we're going to get the red ring. That's how I make them understand. Everybody has a part. When you are a team and we're all clicking and working together like that oil machine that the Saints have, and I just don't see them having no more because Drew gone. But that oil machine, then everything will be clicking. Everybody's going to be on the same page. If something happen bad, no panic because we know what to do. We ain't going to even panic. When you got it, one guy or two guys, that stuff doesn't work. Because then if that one guy doesn't show up, now what? Then if you got two guys and one of those two guys don't show up, or both of them don't show up, now what? Every time when I've ever got ready to coach against a team and you play against, and you coaching against a team that has one dominant guy or two dominant guys, we always say this. Take this, I learned this from Belichick. Take this away that they do best. So take this guy out of the equation. If you're going to beat me, you're going to beat me with the other guys. Show me that you can play because I already know what these guys can do because I've already seen it and they're the biggest threats. Yeah. When we played against Freedom 2 years ago and I coached against Freedom at Celebration, they had one guy that's committed to Florida State. He was the receiver. Now, honestly, if it was me, I think Freedom should have gave him the ball more because the man barely touched the rock. And I didn't understand why. Because our corners, God, I would have been throwing it. I'd have came out throwing it. But he didn't. When he did get the ball, he got shut down, and he only touched it a minimum times. They keep giving them to him. But we kept saying, take this Florida State guy away and make the rest of them beat us and see how the outcome is. That was their homecoming. We won. And we was the ones going home and came and interrupted their homecoming. So if you can play as a team, you're good. If you got to rely on one guy, two guys, you better hope you ain't going against nobody like me. Because if I see something like that, all right, fellas, this is what we got to do. Take this guy away. Take that guy away. We're going to win the game. If they beat us with these other guys, then they deserve it. Period.
Then we should give it to them. If they're playing us with their third string and they're actually scoring some points, they probably deserve it.
They deserve it. What kills me is when you up 50, 60 points and I got freshmen playing and the referee's telling you, hey, man, let's slow it down a little bit. It's a ninth grader. If they sitting there letting them freshmen put it on them, then they deserve to get killed. I ain't stopping nothing. Well, you're not allowed to pass no more because y'all up this much. Oh, that's all right. We don't need to pass. I like to run the ball anyway. That's fine. Yeah. We're gonna run some trick plays now. Just try some stuff. But it's all about team. Ladies and gentlemen, it's all about team. Team makes the dream work.
Yeah, I mean, you're on the field with 10 other men. It's 11 men on the field at one time. And obviously with the field being as wide as it is, you can't be everywhere in one time. So everyone has to, it's like an oiled machine. It's like a car. Everything got to work together. If one thing messes up, then everything starts to mess up. Like, for example, when I got my AC fixed, he also told me that my gaskets were leaking. And he said, if you continue to let your gaskets leak, the alternator is going to go bad. Right. So I'm like, okay, well, that makes sense. If it's leaking oil onto the alternator is going to go bad because, you know what I'm saying? So it's just one thing to another. And the same thing when it comes to a football team. One player messes up, one player's not in sync, it causes problems for everybody.
You ask anybody.
When somebody misses a tackle, that means somebody else got to step up. If somebody's coming from, the other side of the field and they can't make that tap, it becomes a lot more difficult when not everybody's doing their jobs.
What I tell people is, especially if you're on defensive line, when they coach, man, I can't get no tackles and nothing like that. Well, why is the defense designed for the linebackers to make the tackles? Fellas, the defense is designed for the linebackers to make the tackles because they are backing you up. That's why they're called linebackers. All you're supposed to do is eat up blocks. But if you doing your job, they will never get to the linebackers up in that second level because you keep getting them at the point of attack.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
So if you doing your job, you ain't got to worry about where the linebackers getting all the tackles. Man, why didn't you get off the hook block and get in there? Or why didn't you beat that down block or that double team? When I tell people when you get double team, your job, if you can't do nothing else, make a pile. Because it makes both of those two guys that are blocking you fall down with you, which leaves my linebacker open to do some damage. Because when everybody knows that when you are getting double teamed, their job is to double team you up to the linebacker. They're going to push you to him, and then one of them going to come off and go to the linebacker going the way that the ball is going. If you are a badass, then you are going to break that double team, split it, get skinny, get through the gap, and you're going to stop it before the backer even get there. The backers now, if you're a good defensive line, your backers now is over there yelling at you like, come on, y'all, man, show me some love. Let me get a hit. Let me get it.
Right. Speaking of defensive linemen, the Buccaneers have released that Ndamukong Suh is going to be back on the lineup for tomorrow's game. He had tested positive for COVID and was dealing with some COVID-related issues. There was a couple players that were also down with COVID, Ryan Suckup included, who was also cleared last week. And I believe his name is Jose Barragales, the rookie kicker. Jose was waived from the Buccaneers, but signed onto the practice squad. So Ryan Suckup has a backup just in case we run into COVID issues. Now, the most important thing about having depth for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is COVID. I mean, everybody's dropping like flies at one point or another. So it's very important to have these players to back up these key roles like Ndamukong Suh, like Shaquille Barrett. We've got backups upon backups upon backups. So that's great depth for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That will lead to great success throughout the season because you know that injuries are unavoidable. COVID is unavoidable, I guess. It seems like even these vaccinated players that are wearing masks and being protected are still testing positive. So you're never too safe, and it's great the Bucks have enough backup to last them throughout the season. So I think that's going to be the key to them having great success throughout the season. Now, we got to wrap up tonight's episode, but Coach Jay, I want to know your week 1 picks. All right. So I'm going to rattle off the games for week 1, and I need you to tell me who is going to win.
Okay.
All right. So obviously tomorrow's game, Cowboys-Bucks, who's winning?
The Bucks.
All right. So Sunday, 1:00 game, we got Seattle traveling to Indiana. Now, Carson Wentz is said to have been cleared to play on Sunday. So Carson Wentz against Russell Wilson. Who is winning in Indianapolis?
That's a tough one because the Colts, they always there. But I'm not stupid.
I chose Seattle.
Russell. I'm taking Russell, my boy.
DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Chris Carson, words
of Pete Carroll. I'm freaking jacked. He said, hold that.
All right, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars led by Mr. Sunshine himself, Trevor Lawrence, facing the Houston Texans, who are most likely playing without Deshaun Watson. They have Tyrod Taylor, as well as some other players that they have signed during the offseason. Who is winning against the Jacksonville Jaguars in Houston?
I really want to say Duval, but I just don't believe that. So I'm going to go with Tyrod because I trust him more than Sunshine.
I don't trust the Jacksonville's offensive line. I feel like Trevor had no chance to throw the ball. He was getting sacked a lot. And that's not what you want to see happen with your number one, with your rookie quarterback, your number 1 draft pick, everybody that, and the person that you put all your chips on. You don't want to see them have their back on the floor. So Jacksonville definitely got to clean that up. I'm hoping that Urban Meyer could fix the situation in there. Next game, we have the Philadelphia Eagles, led by Jalen Hurts, who is going to be quarterback. QB1 is going to be traveling to Atlanta to face the Falcons, who are without Julio Jones. They have Calvin Ridley, obviously. And Matt Ryan is still there. They also have Kyle Pitts, who was their number 4th overall pick. So, who you got, Eagles or Falcons in Atlanta?
I'm going to take ATL. Yeah.
I have a very similar ideology as you. I think the Falcons are going to pull that off. The Philadelphia Eagles are just a hot mess, and they're probably going to win 6 games at best this season. All right, next game, we have the LA Chargers, led by Justin Herbert. They also got a new head coach in there. Anthony Lynn is out of there, facing the Washington football team in Washington. Now, we got Ryan Fitzmagic backed up by Taylor Henneke. We got Chase Young. We got Antonio Gibson. We got, what's his name? Antoine Sweat. A lot of great players on that. A lot of key players on defense. A lot of great players on offense. Who are you picking in Washington, Chargers or the Washington football team?
Say Washington.
I got the Chargers winning that game.
Tell her again.
Washington? I can respect it. They have a great defense. They have a great running game. Ryan Fitzmagic. Say again?
Riverboat Run.
Riverboat Run. What does that mean?
Ron Rivera.
Oh, Riverboat. Oh, I thought you said run, not Ron. Okay, Riverboat Ron. Okay, got it. All right, we're going to move on to the next game. Sunday at 1:00, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers, led by Ben Roethlisberger, and they got a new running back in the draft called Najee Harris, who a lot of people are picking up in their fantasy drafts because they feel like Ben Roethlisberger is not going to be throwing the ball that much. They're going to rely heavily on their run game. Traveling to Buffalo to face Josh Allen and the Bills.
Ooh. That's a good one right there. But I'm gonna have to stay true to the game and say black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow.
Oh, you crazy. The Pittsburgh Steelers will start the season 0-1 against the Buffalo Bills. I do not have them. I don't have them beating Josh Allen in Buffalo. Like
I like the Bills. This is the reason why I say this is gonna go down, because I've seen the Bills fold, and I've seen Josh Allen at his worst, and I feel that if that defense shows up to be the Pittsburgh Steelers type defense, they will win the game. We don't need Ben to be throwing it 70 sometimes. Just give the ball, turn around, hand the ball off, and open up that play action. We're going to be good, because Mike Tomlin, I love Mike Tomlin. That's one of my favorite coaches.
Well-respected coach in the NFL.
I know he is in the hot seat. You know, nobody ain't saying it. You are in the hot seat, though. You in the hot seat. You in the hot seat. They're a family organization, but at the same time, we got to win some games. And we was there. You undefeated, and you just gave it away. So I'm telling you, I feel like the Pittsburgh Steelers is going to win that game. If they don't, then they don't. I may be wrong, but I doubt it.
All right, we're moving on to the next game. Since you have chose the Steelers, don't really know how you see that, but it's okay, because here we respect everybody's thoughts. Now, we got the San Francisco 49ers, who've got Jimmy Garoppolo back. Nick Bosa is back on defense, and he had a hell of a preseason. So who do you have winning? The Detroit Lions, led by Jared Goff, or the 49ers in Detroit?
Go ahead, Tim. All right. I'll take the 49ers for 100, please.
49ers for 200, please.
Jimmy G, don't let me down.
Jimmy G, if you mess up, Trey Lance is gonna take your job. That's all I'm telling you. Don't roll your ankle. Try to stay healthy. Get a lot of sleep.
Call Kaepernick.
You got a well-rounded rookie quarterback who was ready to play. So Jimmy Garoppolo is gonna be in the hot seat if he's not efficient this year. All right, moving on to the next game. We got the Minnesota Vikings against Joe Burrow, who is returning for the Cincinnati Bengals. They're playing in Cincinnati on Sunday, September 12th at 1 o'clock. Who do you got winning, Minnesota or the Cincinnati Bengals?
Because they get cold like Minnesota. Cold like Minnesota.
Does Adam Thielen still play for the Vikings?
Who?
Adam Thielen?
That's the tight end. I don't know.
I can't remember if he left Minnesota. I got to look that up. But I have the Bengals winning that game. Surprise, surprise. I think Joe Burrow is going to pull it off. I think he's been injured for too long. He's been in the offseason for too long. He's ready to get some wins. So I have chose the Buffalo. I'm sorry. I'm reading somebody else's comments, so that kind of threw me off. I have the Bengals winning that game. So moving on, we have the New York Jets led by Zach Wilson and the new head coach Robert Saleh with their new offensive coordinator Mike LaFleur, who is the brother of Matt LaFleur, who is the head coach of the Green Bay Packers. Anyway, Jets traveling to Carolina to face the Sam Darnold, who would be face-to-face with his old team. Who do you got? Is Sam Darnold going to pull it off at home against his Jets?
I don't see that happening.
I picked Panthers to win this game. I think Sam Darnold has a great run game with DJ Moore. I know he has some great offensive weapons to throw the ball to. I really, really like Matt Rule. I think he's a pretty decent head coach, and I have him winning that game at home to start the season.
Wait, is Carolina at home?
Yep, Carolina's home.
Okay, I'm going to have to go with Carolina because I just feel like the Jets are going to be the Jets. But Sam, I don't trust Sam. I don't trust him.
What is it? Jets, mess.
I used to work at the Gators over there by SeaWorld, and they have a whole fan club that come in there, and I'd be back in the back cooking during football season. Jets, Jets. And I'm like, dang, they winning. No, they losing by like 30, but they got a first down. I'm like, what? Y'all some real loyal fans.
Oh my God.
The Jets
that's a real fan right there. That's a real fan right there.
Trash.
When my team is down that bad, I don't cheer for no first downs. I don't cheer for no.
We lost. The Jets are so bad that the Jets made the fireman, the guy that wears the fire hat, the green hat, he don't even come to the games no more.
All right, next matchup is a really interesting one, and this is probably going to be a tough choice for you. I could be wrong. We got the Arizona Cardinals, Kyler Murray, J.J. Watt.
All right.
A lot of great players. We got AJ Green, who has moved to the Cardinals after leaving Cincinnati. I just feel like since the Cardinals did a great job in the offseason to just put some offensive weapons around Kyler Murray, just give him a better opportunity to win. They're going to be facing the Tennessee Titans in Tennessee. So we got Ryan Tannehill, we got Derrick Henry, we got Julio Jones against Kyler Murray, AJ Green, and don't forget DeAndre Hopkins. Who do you got winning the Cardinals? I don't know why I keep saying Carolina. Cardinals or Titans?
Is that the Titans' house?
I chose the Titans because they are at home. That was because I was really on the fence about this game. But I did choose the Titans because they are at home.
I'm going to take my boy Lil Boosie, a.k.a. Hopkins. I'm going to go with Boosie. I'm going to go with the Cardinals.
Hey, I can respect that because the Cardinals are loaded right now, so I can see that happening. All right, next game. Oh, this is I think this is probably one of my favorite games of Sunday. Obviously, with the Cowboys playing tomorrow, they're obviously not playing on Sunday. So this is my favorite game of Sunday. We got the Cleveland Browns against the Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas. So we got an almost AFC championship because the Browns could have made it, but they didn't. So they were knocked out right before. So we got a rematch with OBJ is back. I don't know if you saw him training in the offseason, but looking like a complete monster on that treadmill, acting like he didn't do nothing to his knee. He's going to be returning. And, I mean, obviously we got Nick Chubb. We got, Baker Mayfield. We got a lot of key pieces over there for the Browns, okay? And, I mean, Myles Garrett is an amazing defensive player for the Browns. And then we got the Kansas City Chiefs, who are they've been in the Super Bowl twice. They have Patrick Mahomes. They did a lot of work on that offensive line after getting rid of Fisher. Who do you got, Chiefs or Browns?
I usually go for the underdog. Now I'm going to say it. I want the Browns to win.
I want the Browns to win, too.
But who do I think going to win? Andy Reid. I'm going to take the Chiefs. Chiefs.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs could possibly, looking at their schedule, they could possibly go undefeated this year. I know last year they were really close to going undefeated, but then they lost to the Raiders, and then they lost to, I think it was the Chargers at the very end of the season when all their starters sat out before playoffs.
They took their foot off the gas.
Yeah, for sure. But I think the Chiefs could have a possibility to go undefeated this year. I think they realized during the Super Bowl that they need a healthy offensive line to protect Patrick Mahomes. So they definitely doubled up on that in the offseason. So next game, we have the Miami Dolphins. And they're traveling to Foxborough to face the New England Patriots. So this is a great divisional game. We got the Dolphins and the Patriots. Who you got? Mac Jones have been named QB1. Cam Newton is out of there. We got Tua Tagovailoa, who is trying to prove to the world that he is worthy of being QB1, and he does not need a safety blanket named Ryan Fitzpatrick. So who do you have? Brian Flores and the Dolphins or Bill Belichick and his Patriots?
I'm taking Bill Belichick. I'm not going to the man was able to actually pull stuff off when he had Cam Newton. I just don't. I love the Dolphins too, but I'm not stupid. I don't believe in Tua. He kills me even in Madden when I got him. I don't know.
No way. He's even bad in Madden. He's even slipping up then.
But I don't know if it's him or, a couple times it was him. The guy wide open on the sideline, and this man, he throwing it either out of bounds or he throwing it somewhere else. And I'm like, what? But then the other times I was just getting hit. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe that's the reason. Bill. I'm going with Bill. Bill. All right,
I got the Patriots also winning that game. They have 9 of their starters that are returning to this season after being out for COVID last year. They decided not to play. They opted out of the season. So, yeah, I mean, the only thing is Stephon Gilmore is not playing. I don't believe he will return until possibly the week 4 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But yeah, I got the Patriots pulling off that win. I think Mac Jones is going to be not the next Sam Brady, but I think he's going to be the next franchise quarterback for the New England Patriots. All right, moving on to the next game. We only have 4 more to go over, and then we're going to call it a night. We got the Denver Broncos against the New York Giants. Who do you got? The Giants got Saquon Barkley back. They're led by Joe Judge, who's a great head coach. And then the Broncos are the Broncos. I mean, they definitely built up their defense throughout this offseason, but I still feel like they're kind of missing some pieces here and there. Who do you got, Broncos or Giants?
Is Von Miller back?
I don't think so, but I could be wrong.
Taking the Giants then. If Von Miller ain't back, I'm taking the Giants.
I can respect that. Yeah, the Giants have definitely made they've made a lot of improvements in the offseason. Like I said, Joe Judge is a pretty good head coach, so I like that pick for us as well. I got the Giants. All right, we got the Green Bay Packers traveling to the New Orleans Saints. Now, because of Hurricane Ida, they are not playing at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. They're playing somewhere in Jacksonville. I believe that they are going to play at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Well, what time is their game? Jacksonville plays at 1. No, I don't think they would play at the same stadium, so it would probably be somewhere else. But they are playing in Jacksonville. So Packers, Saints, nobody has home field advantage. The Saints have just gone through a hurricane and probably dealing with a lot of dysfunction at the time. They also have no Drew Brees and seem to be choosing Jameis Winston as their QB1. So who you got? Aaron Rodgers against Jameis Winston.
I'm taking A-Rod.
Against Devontae Adams.
I'm taking A-Ron.
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 Yeah, I could understand that. I think the Saints are probably going to take a little bit time to develop their offense the way they want because they're making such a drastic change at that. I mean, Drew Brees and Jameis Winston are like polar opposites when it comes to their style of quarterback. Say it again, Coach.
Go get Matty Ice, Saints. Go get Matty Ice. Just go get him or
Matt Ryan?
Yeah.
What? Trade for him?
Yeah. Get rid of Winston. I don't believe in him. He be doing boneheaded stuff. Like, bro, there's a guy right there at the first down marker. Why? Got to talk to him like Martin Lawrence. Bruh, man, why would you throw it down there where he got 3 guys surrounding him? I saw an opening. Bruh, man, that is got to be the dumbest education, bro, man. You can't. No. They need to get rid of him. He be doing boneheaded stuff. Then he go take crab legs, and then he talk about it. At least
they talk about eating W's and like the whole. It's a little.
I ain't got time for all that. Go get Matt Ryan. He'll fit the system. He'll pick up where Drew left off. He actually gonna have some time and have an actual team that's gonna be functioning right. So come on, or go get Teddy that you had there before. Go get Teddy.
Teddy Bridgewater should have never left New Orleans. I think he made a mistake going to Carolina. And now he's with Denver, right? Who did Teddy Bridgewater just sign with?
I thought it was Denver. I
think it's Denver. I'm pretty sure it's Denver. All right, so we got the Green Bay Packers beating the New Orleans Saints in Jacksonville. Next game, we have the Chicago Bears led by Adam Dalton or maybe Justin Fields. I'm not really sure because they have not announced. Matt Nagy is kind of keeping that under wraps because I'm pretty sure he's still trying to make a decision. But we got the Bears facing the Rams in Los Angeles. Now we have Matthew Stafford playing with his team for the first time. We got Aaron Donald, who is one of the best defensive linemen in the area. We got Jalen Ramsey, who is a greatest cornerback to live at our time. So who do you got, Bears or Chicago? I'm sorry, Bears or the Rams?
Taking the Rams. I don't trust the Bears.
You don't trust the Bears defense, though? Come on, they got Khalil Mack.
That's one guy, and he on one side of the field.
Yeah.
If he was in the middle like Urlacher, that's different. I don't trust the Bears. I don't trust them until they show me otherwise.
Yeah, I think if Justin Fields start, then the Bears have more of a chance to get more wins this season. If they keep entertaining the whole Andy Dalton being QB1, I think that's going to be their downfall. So if Matt Nagy really wants to save his job, because he is in the hot seat. This is going to be his final year. If he does not make something magical happen in Chicago, they are going to get rid of him. So I hope he makes the right decision, play the best quarterback that's going to help your, put your team in the best position to win. All right, last game of the night. We got a Sunday night game. Well, we got 2 Sunday night games. We got the Chicago game against the Rams at 8:20, and then we have an 8:15 game against the Baltimore Ravens and Derek Carr and the Las Vegas Raiders. Who do you got?
Taking the Ravens all the way.
Yeah, the Raiders are going to be playing at home in their brand new $9 billion stadium, so I have them winning that game as well. I actually think the Ravens are going to struggle a little bit this season. I think Lamar Jackson's playing style has been figured out in the NFL, and we definitely saw that towards the end of the season. I don't really think it's very proactive for your quarterback to be running more yards than your running back. They also have J.K. Dobbins, their star running back, that's going to be out this season due to a torn ACL. So that is why I'm picking the Raiders. I believe in Derek Carr. I'm hoping that John Gruden can get it together with the supporting staff that he has at that team. Marcus Mariota, second string quarterback in case Derek Carr goes down. I think he's pretty reliable. So I got the Raiders for that matchup. But that is all.
Wait, you took the Raiders?
Yeah, the Raiders.
Oh, no, I'm taking the Ravens.
No, I took the Raiders. The Ravens are beat up. The Ravens are missing their running back. I don't really believe in Lamar right now. I'm very skeptical with his playing abilities. I had somebody on I can't remember who it was, but somebody on Good Morning Football this morning has Lamar Jackson winning the MVP.
Okay, they tripping. Okay, they tripping. I ain't gonna say all that.
Yeah, I was like, wait, MVP? Okay, that no, I don't see it. There's too many other players in the NFL right now that are making a lot bigger of an impact. So
quarterbacks that are out there and that are listening, if you like the truth said, if you are rushing more than your running back, okay, that's good at that time in that moment. But that also means that you are taking more hits than that running back.
Yep.
As a quarterback, if you're taking running back hits, you ain't going to be around that long because it only takes for somebody one time to tattoo you real good, and then you shall see the new world. You have been weighed. You have been measured. Welcome to the new world.
I like that. Well, that is all for me, Coach. We are going to get out of here because tomorrow we have a big day. We have a big day. The NFL season is kicking off with the Dallas Cowboys and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers here at the Raymond James Stadium, just a mile away from my house. I actually just drove past the stadium, and usually it's like pitch dark. There's not like much going on. But they have it lit up like the Super Bowl is going on right now. So I'm like, they're getting ready.
Yeah, they're ready to go.
They're getting ready. They're preparing that field. They're checking every seat. They're making sure that these Cowboys fans and these Buccaneers fans are going to be having a great time tomorrow. I know that the doors open at 6:45 at the Raymond James Stadium. So if you do have a ticket at the game, doors open at 6:45. There's going to be a lot of entertainment going on prior to the game. So make sure to tune in for that. And is the game on NBC? I'm trying to think real quick. What is the game playing on? It doesn't say, unfortunately. I want to say it's NBC, but I could be wrong. Oh, I clicked on the wrong game. That's why. Let's see. Where are they? Oh, do you know what channel it's going to be broadcasted on? I want to say NBC, but I could be wrong.
I'm gonna say NBC. Well, usually since a Thursday night game, they always make it all. I know it's gonna be. It should be on NFL Network. I know that for a fact,
right?
Because it's a Thursday night game.
Mm-hmm.
Since it's the first one, I'm gonna go with NBC.
Yeah,
I just watch it on my computer anyway and just shoot it to the TV.
Yeah, I do the same. I have Hulu Live, and I just pull it up on my phone or my computer, and then I can just broadcast it on my TV. But luckily for me, I'll be able to watch the game in live time. Super excited. This is going to be my second Dallas Cowboys game. My first Dallas Cowboys game was last year when I traveled to Cincinnati when they played the Bengals. And guess what? Dak Prescott got hurt the week before. So haven't been able to see Dak play in action. So I'm excited. I really think he's going to get comeback player of the year this year. If he plays the whole entire season, I would not be surprised if he wins league MVP.
If he does,
yeah, that's just my too early prediction.
I'm sorry.
if he survives the entire season and they actually have some goodness going down, then yes, give it to him. That's fine. I'm with it. I ain't gonna even argue. I like Dak, so go ahead. But if they don't protect that man ain't gonna make it to week 4.
No, unfortunately, he's not, and I'm not really feeling any of our backups. We picked up William Greer. I don't even know how to properly say his name. It's Grier. They picked up William Greer, who was the backup of the backup in Carolina for Cam Newton back in the day, like 2016. We got Cooper Rush. We released Ben DiNucci, and we released what's his name? Gilbert is his last name. Gavin Gilbert or Blaine Gabbert. They also released Blaine Gabbert. So I was hoping that we were going to attempt to pick up Cam Newton to be our backup for Dak Prescott, just because he's a completely different type of quarterback. And I really feel like we could utilize that if, Dak's getting tired or he's getting hit hard and he needs a break. And
Cam.
Question, where is Cam going to end up, or is Cam retiring after this season?
Cam is not going to retire. He's going to try it at least one more time. If he's smart, I'm going to Miami. Or
that would be a good situation for him.
Or go to the Texans. They need somebody.
Yeah. Just saying, Cam.
I may be wrong.
Welcome to the 305, Come be here in the Florida sun. You like it out here. You would like it out here, let me tell you. All right, thank you everybody for joining us on the Tom Gronkowski Show, brought to you by Fans Only Sports Network. We appreciate you following us, and make sure to subscribe on YouTube, share this video, and just stay locked in with us because the NFL season is just among us. We kick off the NFL season here at the Raymond James Stadium with the Dallas Cowboys against the Super Bowl winning champs, Tom Brady and the Bucs. Can you give me a score prediction for tomorrow night? All right.
Hold on. Yes, I do. I'm going to say, because after we start making it rain, I feel like it's going to be 42-14.
That's a really high scoring game.
For the Bucs. I think the Cowboys going to get like, if they can't stop the run, then it's going to be 35-21. But if we make it rain, the way I think Tom gonna sit back there and make it rain, I feel that they can put up 42 with that offense. They better put up 42.
Who's scoring a touchdown first?
Whoever open. Oh no! Wait, you mean like team wise or player wise?
No, player wise for the Bucs. Okay. I got Rob scoring the first touchdown. I was about to
say that. Probably a tight end. Probably gonna be a tight end. It's probably gonna be a tight either Rob or it's gonna be
OJ Howard.
No.
Cameron Brate. Are you talking about tight ends?
No, Antonio.
Hey, we gotta keep an eye on Antonio because he's been nursing a knee injury on and off since last season. So that's another thing that came up on the injury report. So we got to keep our eye on that. Hopefully, Antonio Brown can stay healthy throughout the season because he is a key piece to the Tampa Bay.
So in that case, then Godwin.
Yo, Godwin's hurt too.
Scotty.
You forgot Mike. What about Mike?
Mike is a decoy. He's gonna get his touches. He's a decoy. He's gonna get his touches.
Right.
But I feel, since those people are hurt, Scotty, go ahead. Scotty. In the words of Phil Jackson. Scotty, get out there. Give it to Mike. You got Scotty and Mike again.
Right. All right. Thanks so much for hanging out with us this late at night. We're sorry we missed our 9 p.m. time, but we came on anyways, and we made sure to get the show done. We appreciate you. Thank you, baby girl, for staying up late. I'm so sorry that I woke you up out of your slumber, but your daddy and I had to get this episode out of the way because tomorrow is week 1 of the NFL. It's kicking off. It's here. It's finally here.
Bye.
This is going to be the last time that we do not have Sunday going, or Sunday night, or this past Sunday was the last Sunday without football for the next 6 months. So I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their night and stay locked into the Tom Gronkowski Show, because we will be going live every Wednesday to talk about all the madness that transpired throughout the week. Have a great night, everybody. Make sure to follow Coach Jay and I on Twitter and social media. We will give you a follow back. And yeah, make sure to follow the Fans Only Sports Network page. Appreciate everyone. Have a great night.
Bye.
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 Where is our commercial? Oh.
It's a ceremony?
Yeah.
A ceremony?